Welcome to the Sax Conservatory. Today I'm going to give you a way to practice your scales and technical passages that will take them to the next level. It's cross rhythm madness. Welcome back. My name is Mike Anklewicz, and this is the Sax Conservatory. What are cross rhythms? They're just a way of taking technical passages and changing the rhythm from what you would normally play in order to give you a different grip on those fingerings. I've really found that these are great for scales, arpeggios, and technical passages where you have a lot of notes that are the same speed. I've been using these for years, and I found that they've really taken my technical facility and consistency to the next level. I got these exercises from my university saxophone teacher, Peter Freeman. So we're going to use the cross rhythms on the chromatic scale, and here's our first cross rhythm: long, short, long, short, long. And now we reverse the rhythm, so we play short, long, short, long. Now for the second cross rhythm, we're going to have two long and two short notes. And if you're notating this, it's going to look like in 3/4 time, you would have two quarter notes and two eighth notes. This is what it'll sound like with the chromatic scale. And then for the second cross rhythm in that group, we're going to take the same rhythm, long, long, short, short, and start a semitone up or start on the second note of the grouping. So now we're going to start on B. Now for the next cross rhythm in this group, we're going to take that rhythm and flip it around. So it's going to be short, short, long, long. So if you are notating it in 3/4, it's like 2 eighth notes and 2 quarter notes. We're going to go back and start on B flat. And now we're just going to move that up one more semitone up to the B, and that's going to be our fourth cross rhythm in this second grouping. And now the last grouping of our cross rhythms is going to be 4 long notes and 4 short notes. We're going to start on the low B flat, and if you're notating this in 3/4 time, you're going to have 4 eighth notes and 4 16th notes. Then we move the pattern up one note, go to the second note as your starting note of the grouping that you're working on. Then you go to the third note of your grouping, once again keeping the rhythm the same. And then to the fourth note of the grouping, again keeping the rhythm the same. 4 long, 4 short. And then, like what we did in that second group, we're going to start on the second note of the grouping. So in this case, with the chromatic scale, full range, we're going to start on B. Then we move it up one more note to start on the third note of the grouping, keeping the rhythm the same. And finally we go up one more note. The fourth note of our grouping is our starting note now. The rhythm is still 4 short, 4 long. So that's how I've used the cross rhythms to practice the chromatic scale. But how would we use it in a piece? So I've got here the concerto in E-flat major by Alexander Glazunov, and there's a great section for cross rhythms at the top of the second page. We have 5 lines of mostly 16th notes, and one of the ones that always kind of trips me up, one of those groupings, is the first bar of the third line. It's marked with rehearsal number 8 and marked poco più mosso, a little more movement. And I always kind of get a little tripped up here with some of these notes because it's a chromatic passage, and it's, some notes are chromatic, some notes are not. So let's just take those 3 beats of notes starting on the second beat of that bar, and we're going to play through that with the cross rhythms. Long, short, long, short, long. Short, long, short, long. And I would do each one of these over and over again. So, I'd probably just sit there and cycle it like. And I would just do it several times in a row. And then I would move on to the next cross rhythm, too long, too short. And then starting on the second note, too long and too short. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, because here the cross rhythms start to change the way we're perceiving how the notes line up with the beats. And then we go back to the beginning, our first note, back to the A sharp, and you turn the rhythm around, too short, too long. And then starting on the second note, too short, too long. Now we go into that third group of cross rhythms, 4 long, 4 short. And then we start on the second note. And then we start on the third note. Then the fourth note. And then we go back to the beginning, 4 short, 4 long. And then starting on the second note. The third note. And then finally the fourth note of that grouping. And that's the complete cycle of cross rhythms in just this small section of the piece. And then you can go in and play, and it's nice and relaxed in your fingers, just like you've been practicing it over and over again, but without these cross rhythms. So that's the cross rhythms. If you want to take your technical playing to the next level, practicing cross rhythms is a great way to do it. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. I'll be bringing you more saxophone techniques and tips with every video. In the description below, you'll see how to contact me to get your free online consultation. You'll also see a link to my website to see more information. Thanks for joining me, and keep playing.